Kilmainham Inchicore Network is an umbrella organisation with the full support of Dublin City Council. To celebrate our creative community, we are shining a light on some local artists. We capture the life and work of 3 artists living locally, understanding their creative journey, their inspiration, their passion and their challenges. By sharing these stories, we get an insight into the talented artists that live in our community.
My name is Enagh Farrell and I live in Inchicore in Dublin 8, and I studied printmaking in the National College of Art and Design on Thomas Street, and I followed that with a Master's in Visual Art Practices from Dún Laoghaire. I work in illustration or visual narrative, and I'm interested in creating visual stories from themes relating to ecology, embodiment within the landscape, awe in nature and animism. What I want to do is inspire people to connect with their local landscape by offering stories about all the incredible and magical natural elements within our surroundings. It can be difficult as a creative person in the city because childcare is really expensive, but so are studio spaces. And as a result, I work from a desk in my front room, which means I work on small scale, and I've had to devise different ways of working with paint that dries quickly or non-toxic paints. And sometimes it's more commercial so that I can make a living. I love bumping into other local creatives and artists in Inchicore and the surrounding area, but I wonder if a monthly meetup would benefit us. Another idea could be perhaps a Dublin 8 pop-up shop where a disused building or an established local shop could be opened for a few days a year or at different times per year. Something like that would be amazing for local creatives.
My name is Rachel Fallon and I'm a multidisciplinary visual artist living at Granite Terrace in the CIE Works Inchicore. And at present I'm mostly making textile and experimental sculptures. My themes are usually political and feminist. My last collaborative project was a monumental textile sculpture 6 metres by 4 metres in size called A Map for the Mary Magdalene series in Rua Red, and it was created together with the artist Alice Maher. I've also created a work for which I'm best known called The Aprons of Power, featured widely in protests such as the artists' campaign to repeal the 8th Amendment, and also the Aprons of Solidarity for the Polish movement. It's things that I think are really unfair or unjust or difficult subjects that interest me most. In particular, rights of women, mothers and carers, positions that are very often marginalised in the art world. As a practicing artist, to have a local studio space would be brilliant. But also, having done it before with Outpost Studios in Bray, I'd really like to set up an artist-run studio collective again. Ultimately, to be able to provide a space like that in Kilmainham and Inchicore would be absolutely amazing.
My name is Mairéad O Donnell and I live in Inchicore, Dublin 8. I'm a traditional Irish fiddle player, singer, composer, curator, and in the last couple of years I've been developing my skills as a poet. In 2019 I founded a bespoke event called the Living Room Folk Sessions, which is a series of traditional and folk music, song and poetry performances. My motivation for setting up the Living Room Folk Sessions was to combine the 2 art forms that I really love. I just love the collaboration with other poets and musicians, which drives this passion project. And I'm always very often inspired by other artists. I'd love to be able to host this event in my local area. So if there was a subsidised event space available for use in the Inchicore or Kilmainham area, it would be absolutely brilliant.